What's up, you guys? Welcome to this week's episode of the Just Saying podcast. I'm your host, Justin Martindale. And this week's guest, I'm so excited to have on the show with us today. You've seen him on America's Got Talent. He has a new special out called Brace Yourself, available on Amazon Prime and Apple Plus. It's the one, the only Alex Hooper, everyone.
Wow, I'm here, everybody.
You made it. I'm so excited to see you. Before the show, we were talking about the earthquake that rocked Southern California. I didn't feel it.
And I did.
And you did.
And I rarely do.
Mm-hmm.
But I was sitting at my kitchen table and I got the alert first, which is rare.
Yeah.
Normally it's like right afterwards, but I felt a brr, brr, looked at my phone. I'm like, earthquake? I didn't feel.
Yeah.
And I was I felt honored to be included.
Are you Carrie Coon in White Lotus? I'm just happy to be at the table.
I'm happy to be at the table. I know my career isn't anything, and I just had sex with this random dude in Thailand. But you know what? You two are everything.
You're venomous and poisonous, and I feel welcome. See, I didn't get an alert.
Wow.
I didn't get nothing, but I did have people check in on me, and it's always funny because it always changes. It was like, first it was a 5.7, then it was like a 6.2, and then like Apple News was like 6.7, and I'm like, what is it?
Wow, because I saw 5'8" is what I saw, which is my height. So I was also like, wow, now I really feel like a short king.
I didn't feel anything. But I'm so excited that you're here. We were talking about your journey on America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
You were saying that the second time because you did it twice.
It was in 2 seasons, season 13 and 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, so basically 2018 and 2020 is the easier way to think about it.
And if you don't remember Alex, the first season you were on there, you went in full throttle.
Oh, yeah.
And you were very notorious for roasting the judges to filth.
Oh, yeah. That is, I thought I was on RuPaul's Drag Race. Turns out I was on the wrong show. Went into the wrong studio that day, stumbled upon the stage, and I was like, oh, Heidi Klum's here? Well, let me flip my tail a little bit. That shit went crazy viral, which honestly, I was so scared after I filmed that because all I thought was, I just bombed so hard. This was my biggest opportunity I've ever had in my entire life. You know, I know how big that show is, and I'm in front of 3,000 people, and they hate me so much. Like, I can feel the visceral loathing. Just all I could do was like slink away, and I just told myself, like, don't break. Just flip your little tail. You're fine. And if 2.5 months for that to come out. So for 2.5 months, I'm like, I don't even have a career, and it's ruined. Like, whatever I have done preemptively, this is awful. I'm so scared. And then it came out, and of course, people in the room hated it because they're all just like, those are their idols, and I just shit all over them. But the internet had something else to say.
What?
They lifted me up. They were like, who is this?
Yeah.
Thank you. Finally, somebody tells these posh celebrity assholes what's on his mind. And I just did it in a way that was very pompous and grandiose.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was playing a character.
Mm-hmm.
It is me in there, but it's a very heightened version of me because I truly am a child of love and I want everybody to feel good. But in that character, it's all about me.
Yeah, of course. Well, I would say you're the Luigi Mangione of comedy.
Ooh, thank you so much.
Yeah, like everyone was like, yes, King, even though he's 5'8". Yes, King.
Yes, short King.
Yeah, but like that is kind of crazy because, you know, I've heard stories about America's Got Talent with several comics and how they went in, they had like 4 yeses, and then production was like, oh, we're going to cut you from the show because we want so-and-so on instead. And like devastating, which is one of the reasons I've never done it because I'm like, no thanks. My mental health is too precious and so small. So I couldn't do it. But like, so you went in being like, okay, here's my thing. And you felt in that moment like, holy shit, I'm bombing so hard.
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, I'd never been in front of 3,000 people doing comedy.
Yeah.
And it was so rambunctiously loud in there that they literally, like, it's a 3.5 minute clip, but I was on stage for 7 minutes.
And it was the longest 7 minutes ever.
The longest, because literally, like, the judges had to tell the audience to calm down. At one point, Mel B turned around and was like, if you all don't stop, he will never leave. Wow. Because Simon wasn't pressing it. Simon was loving every second of it.
Course.
He wasn't going to press his button no matter what. So I was up there just like flipping the tail that I was wearing. Just like, And all I told myself was, do not fucking break, Alex. Yeah. If you do not break, then this was all just a brilliant gag. You did it. There I am.
Yep.
And yeah, it was just fucking an insane experience. But honestly, you feel like you bombed.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until, and I thought they were just going to cut it, but I didn't realize like what I had done. And then they ended up naming me one of the most memorable acts of the season. I was one of the most viral moments of that season.
Of course.
So then they brought me back in 2020.
And they brought you back. What was it? Was it like All Stars or something?
No, they just brought me back for another season.
Oh.
But I filmed
to see the growth that you've made.
Yeah, because clearly. Well, they reached out to me and then they were like, would you want to do this again? I was like, not the same way because that's boring. Mm-hmm. But I was like, what if I come back to apologize? But then I apologize through roasting. Like, I'm like, Howie Mandel, I'm so sorry that you blah, blah, blah. And I filmed that on March 14th, 2020.
That date sounds familiar.
I know. Weird, right?
And then you had to do the rest of the show on Zoom.
Even worse. So I did it. I did an episode on Zoom, but worse, I had to walk into that same Pasadena Civic Center where 3,000 people, and I had bombed, like, tore me apart. And instead, this time, there's nobody in there.
Even worse.
Except the judges.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is, and I went after a Alabama high school marching band.
Of course you did.
So I could hear them just like, and I'm like, great, they're gonna hate my fucking ass.
Yeah.
But they ended up appreciating it this time, and then I moved all the way to live shows, and it was crazy. But the night before the live shows, this is, I think, what we were talking about right before you came in. They said, they gave me, I'm in a hotel room, and they're like, Alex, so before we film tomorrow, we have to talk about your social media. And I was like, oh, what about it? They were like, your Twitter is problematic.
What happened? What did you say? Who did you offend?
Well, they said, well, we need to go through some things. I was like, just delete everything. I don't care. I do not care. They were like, no,
Scrub me.
We're going to, and it's an intern, a 23-year-old called me on the phone and goes, we're going to go through these tweets one by one starting in 2011.
What is
and
this?
I was like, please don't, please.
A Twitter audit?
Yeah. Which is, think about, they were 2011, 2012, Alex Hooper. I was 2 and 3 years into comedy. I was hauling shit at the wall. I didn't care. I was wilding out. And so they found all these terrible problematic tweets, but one of them that I actually told them that they brought up, they were like, this says I went to a gay high school. At parties, we played 7 minutes in Evan. And I was like, that's a pretty good joke. That's a pretty good joke. You can delete it, but I just want you to know I stand behind that one.
And that young twink became my fiance. Oh, 7 minutes in Evan. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to add that to the list of spicing up the bedroom.
Right. In reality, I was in high school. It was more like 2.5 minutes in Evan. But still, the other 4.5 for me just cleaning up in there.
Yeah. You let everyone know that you could possibly do 7 minutes.
Right,
but we all knew the real you. Yeah. That's so funny. And so they just like scrub everything.
Dude, yeah, but it took almost an hour on this phone call. And they're just reading me my past like discrepancies. And some of them were straight awful, like terrible. And I was like, I was just trying to gain attention, clearly.
Of course. You're just like, I just want 3 likes, maybe a quoted tweet.
Early days of Twitter and like
back when it was fun.
Yikes.
But I could just see them being like, now on August 3rd, 2013, you said, like, and you're just kind of like, could you just, okay, cool, just delete it.
Right. And that's what I said.
If it looks offensive, just get rid of it.
Just get rid of it.
Why do I have to be here?
Care.
I know.
Like, imagine if somebody went to your super early days of whatever your writing was, your comedy, your tapes, whatever was out there, and just were like, Justin,
I know.
So we need to go through this.
Oh, I'm literally going to go through my Twitter after this and go back. So Jay Light does a show here.
Wrong.
And I was on it, and he like pulled up like some 2008. I mean, I don't even know when Twitter started. I can't remember.
Probably around then, yeah.
But it was like, ugh! And it was like crazy because I'm just like, what are you even thinking? Like, and it was about me. It was like literally me talking about like what's going on in my life. And I'm like, why would I say that about my like one of my family members or something? It was just stupid.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I get it. It's like, that's why we just need to that's why the internet's forever, unless you, and I don't have time to scroll all the way back then.
No, that's why I said just delete it. And they were like, we have to read these to you. And I felt so bad for the intern that had that job. Because clearly she was like, do you have anything to say about this one? And I was like, no, I do not.
Yeah.
Just like, cut it.
Yeah, and shut up, you're 22.
Yeah,
I don't know shit.
She's just trying to move her way up in the world, and her job gets to be go through Alex's Twitter. And she told me, she's like, so we typed in the words gay, queer, KKK, murder.
Yeah.
I was like, just like take all of it out. Just whatever it is. Like, I'm not a hateful person, but back then I was just trying to get attention.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And isn't it weird that now Twitter has become a hateful place?
Right. The most hateful place.
How the tables have turned.
I don't even open it anymore.
Oh.
I just like, I haven't been on Twitter in forever. Somebody recently hit me up because my AGT went viral again, which happens a few times every year. Like the first 2018 one goes gangbusters. And somebody sent it to me, and I was like, I'm not going to open that, whatever it is, because it's an X thing, and I don't go on there anymore, and I don't want to give them any power whatsoever. I'm off that platform.
Good for you.
Yeah,
just standing firm.
I do have morals, everyone.
Exactly, I know. Fiber diversity supports a healthy gut microbiome, but only 5% of Americans get enough fiber in their diet. Who knew? So if you're like me, it's probably because it's hard to do. That's why I started using sugar to fiber probiotic mix every day. And I have news that will make it all so much easier for all of you. ZBiotics, the same team behind the pre-alcohol probiotic, just released another product to help get more fiber into your diets without changing what you eat. The PhD microbiologists over at ZBiotics understand that 95% of Americans don't get enough fiber. So they genetically engineered a probiotic drink mix called Sugar to Fiber. Now, Sugar to Fiber turns sugar in the foods I eat into a prebiotic fiber called leavan fiber. It's really hard to get leavan from a typical diet, and it helps to improve the amount and diversity of fiber my body receives. So I received the Sugar to Fiber, and it's actually taking something that I'm eating and changing it into a different route, a healthier outcome. I don't have to add something new to my routine. I know it's hard to make sure we're getting the fiber we need, so ZBiotics is making it easy for me. I simply open up one of their packets in the morning, throw it into my water, mix it up. You can actually throw it into anything, a juice. I'm sure you can even throw it into your coffee if you like. It's so easy, and it's just so nice to know that I'm getting the daily fiber that I need. So, as I get older, which is something I don't say often, gut health becomes more important to me. And that's why I'm adding ZBiotics sugar-free fiber to my daily routine. It helps me know that I'm getting that diversity of fiber my body needs. So guys, listen up. Go to zbiotics.com/SAYIN, S-A-Y-I-N, and use code SAYIN, S-A-Y-I-N, at checkout for 15% off any first-time orders of ZBiotics probiotics. ZBiotics has a 100% money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied for any reason, they will refund your money, no questions asked. So thank you so much to ZBiotics for sponsoring this episode. And get your healthy guts. Well, let's talk about your special. Brace yourself. When, how, what, like, I know you have had a journey that I would like for you to discuss. And what that was like for you. And yeah. Go off, King.
Yeah. So brace yourself. It's out right now. Apple TV, Amazon Prime, all that good stuff. And essentially what it's about is me going through cancer. 2022, I got married. My wife and I we've been together now since college. And we finally decided to get married because we wanted to start a family. 3 months after our beautiful wedding, I got diagnosed with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma, which I was doing fine through chemo until my chemo port got internally infected. I got sepsis, had a stroke, and went into the hospital for 33 days.
And this is why you clean up your Twitter, guys.
Right?
Seriously.
Yeah, because all these people are like, I told him he made a slur on there and he's bad.
God, that's insane. I didn't know it was that intense.
I didn't talk about it too much, like in that respect, honestly, because that was the first time ever I was like, you know what? Let me just keep some things to myself. For the first time ever in my life, my trap was shut.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I made posts here and there and some people knew about it. But for the most part, I wanted to kind of keep it in. But then I just realized, like, that's just not who I am. I'm a gab. Like, I love to just like run my mouth and that's what I do. So I was like, okay, well then let's make this funny. Let's figure out what we can do with it.
Yeah.
And then there was so much involved in that time, like a month in the hospital, going through cancer, all these things that I was like, okay, let's just make a special about it and then hopefully shut the fuck up. And then it was actually like a bigger comic was just like, Jeff Ross was like, Alex, you think you're going to stop talking about this because you make one special? Get out of here. This is with you for life. So just accept it and head there. And so now I lean into it. And honestly, like, yeah, cancer should have done a better job at roasting me. Yeah, it got pretty, sepsis is gnarly, dude.
I mean, that's just what, like an infection? That's just like...
It's the body's most extreme reaction to an infection.
Yeah.
So essentially, like, so I've had skin issues my entire life. I have autoimmune that comes through my skin. It's eczema, psoriasis, whatever. It's been called a million things. But essentially, I always described it as if one person invaded the United States and we sent our entire army after that one person. That's what happens. It feels one little threat of danger and it sends the cavalry, which shuts everything else in the body down because all the work's going to this thing. So, unfortunately, I didn't know I was going septic because that's just not something you understand. And then one day I took a nap. I was feeling really shitty, came out of my room. My wife was watching TV on the couch and I walked out of our room and just pissed in the sink. And she saw me. She's like, Alex, what are you doing? That's not where you do that. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. And then I walked into her office and just continued peeing all over the wall. At which point she finds me, rushes me to the bathroom, strips me of my clothes, calls a really close friend of ours, couple friends. They drive me to the hospital. And I don't remember any of this. But apparently they asked me my name. And I was like, Alex. They were like, last name. I was like, good one.
Alex, good one, everyone.
Yeah. And they were like, what year is it? I was like, and they were like, who's the president? And I was like, well, even the president doesn't know that. So this is Biden times.
Wow.
They put me in the hospital, told me I had sepsis. They found out the next day. And then I was in there for 33 days.
Oh my God.
I went in there thinking, okay, I'll be out probably,
I'm just dehydrated. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't know. You have no idea. And then I told my wife, we found a shower of clots in his brain. He was literally hours away from just dropping dead. And then they told her, you need to brace yourself. We don't know how this is going to go, which is why the special is called Brace Yourself. Because I push the line in comedy a little bit, like enough where I try to dance on the edge of what's appropriate. But also that's the real reason is because the doctor told her that to brace yourself. So,
I couldn't even imagine.
I mean, I didn't have to imagine because I was just existing at that point.
Yeah.
My brain ceased functioning. I couldn't do anything in that hospital other than just lay there. Every once in a while, like I tried to read a book and the page and all the words just mumbled together. And it was just like, I can't read, I can't write. All I can do is just lay here. So that's what I did for basically a month.
So you were in there for 33 days. Then you got out and you were like, I've got to just put this all together into a special. And
I didn't think that initially.
Well, I hope not. I hope you didn't do that.
Yeah, no. I didn't get out and I was like, it's
where's my pen?
The doctors are like, you might die. And I'm like, that's great for my career.
That's hilarious.
Somebody call Howie Mandel.
Heidi Klum, I'll see you in hell. Oh my God.
But I started doing material about it very quickly as soon as I got back on stage because that's all I wanted to do was just talk and make light of it all.
Yeah.
And people started telling me how much they were connecting to this material. People would walk up to me after shows and be like, my dad just got diagnosed. I want to like show him who you are and stuff. And that's when I was like, okay, I think it's time to lay this down into something. And I'm just really proud of what it turned into.
I think it's brilliant. And I think that especially because people need that outlet, especially when they're going through something that, oh, I just went in for a routine checkup and they found this, and this, or oh yeah, I just woke up and peed in the sink, which I've done many years ago.
I've done that too. That was my college years. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too, college years. But yeah, when you never know how much you're helping somebody until you put it out there, and then people come up and are like, oh my God, this really helped me get through this or that, and that's really, really, really special. And I think that's really great. And I was going to ask you, like, what's been the kind of the outreach, and you just said it, like, yeah, people are hitting you up and being like, my dad's going through this, I showed this to him. So I think that's really, really cool that and I'm glad you got to stick around to do it, because
it was quite the climb back. I mean, I literally had to learn how to walk again. Like, my brain knew how to walk, but my body was so atrophied
from the 33 days.
Yeah, and so I remember they were like, when I was in the hospital, they were doing physical therapy with me, and they were like, can you take a step? And all I'm thinking is like,
of course I can take a step.
I slackline. I stay on a 1-inch wire for over an hour sometimes, just dancing up there. I'm like a tightrope walker. And they were like, can you take a step? And then I tried to get out of bed, and I was like, I cannot take a step. So just that feeling of being so weak and atrophied, it really takes a mental toll. So I was in there going like, do not lose your mind. Do not lose, like, you can get through this. You can get through this. And just every day, just telling myself more and more and more, just like, you're almost out, you're almost out. But I never knew when I was going to get out. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. When you go into a hospital, typically you're like, all right, this will be quick, and then I'll be right back out. I broke my arm, they'll fix it, bye. And then I went in there and had no idea it was going to be over a month. So, and I also at Hollywood Presbyterian. Do you know where that is?
No, but it sounds terrifying.
Sunset in Vermont.
Oh, no.
That hospital?
No.
Like, look.
The one that we thought was like an abandoned haunted house for all these years?
Yeah, and it is. There's literally a sign on the door when you walk in that says where homeless people go to scream. And it is a nightmare in there. The doctors were all very nice. Like, everyone was kind, but it is not any place you want to spend a month of your life. Worst vacation I've ever taken.
Next special.
Yeah.
That's the next special. Just call it Hollywood Presbyterian. God. Everyone's like, this sounds fun and catchy. And it's just your whole special is like, you ever wake up to shrieking? Oh,
screaming. I mean, I could hear it. And I said, why? I asked the nurse one time, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude, but why are there so many psychotic people in here? They're like, well, it's winter, so the crazies, any reason that they can come in here and stay the night,
stay warm,
they will stay the night. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, did you hear the plate getting thrown at me from the next room? And I was like, I did.
Yeah, that was you?
Yeah.
Well, you handled that very professionally.
I was just super nice to all the nurses when they walked in because I could hear what they were dealing with.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I would walk in, I'm like, I just want you to know you're very special. Yes. And I appreciate you. And they were like, do you want some extra Dilaudid? And I was like, yes, I do.
Thank you.
That is what I'm here for.
Now that you mention it.
Oh, I'm sorry. More drugs?
Yes.
Put it on my tab.
Oh, wow. God, that's so crazy. Yes, I definitely give props to every nurse, doctor, essential worker, because it's like I fell out. Well, hold on. I got up out of bed maybe this was probably 3 years ago, and went to the bathroom, peed in the toilet.
First step that you know you're doing well.
Yeah, walked out of my bathroom and woke up on the floor.
Whoa.
And I was like, what am I doing on the floor? And felt very, very hot, and crawled, because I could not stand up, crawled over to the kitchen. And this was during the summertime. And I laid down on my kitchen floor because it was cold, just because my body was so hot. I was just like, just lay here, cool off. I don't know what's happening. And then I reached up, opened my fridge, grabbed a glass off the counter, filled it up with the Brita, drank the cold water, and then I sat there and just kind of collected myself. And then I felt the back of my head, and I was like, oh God. And I felt the back of my head, and I woke up Evan. I was like, Evan, get over here. And Evan wakes up. He sleeps like a rock. He comes over to the kitchen. I said, is the back of my head bleeding? And without fail, Evan was like, and we're going to Cedars.
Oh, no.
And we went to Cedars, and I experienced all of that in the waiting room. It was just like, you know, you're like, what is, like, where am I? Why am I on Skid Row? Like, what's going on? Because they just have nowhere else to go.
At least you
And
were at Cedars.
I went, well, I mean, that's all. I've never broken an arm, never anything. I've never really gone to a hospital ever, that I can recall. And so they checked my vitals, checked everything. They're like, yeah, you're fine. Your heart's fine. We did an MRI, everything. So to this day, I was just kind of like, oh, I think it was just like dehydration, right?
Yeah.
But the gay part of it is when I fell backwards and I cut the back of my head with, oh, where is he? Did I take?
No, he's here. We forgot to put him out today.
Oh,
no.
how the irony.
Well,
Hold on.
We can introduce him.
Oh, yes. So this,
Oh, God.
I fell, and this was a trident.
I was going to say, is that Poseidon?
It is Poseidon, the mighty Poseidon, ruler of the sea. There were 3 prongs on this, and I fell back and sliced open the back of my head with Poseidon's Triton.
Oh, my God. And you turned a trident into just a dent, apparently.
Yeah,
'cause
it's
there's
just
only
one,
thing
and now it's just one dent, and he's like up here. But it's crazy because, like, I want to say maybe like a couple months ago, people were telling me, they're like, you have to be careful when you get older. There's a condition that happens with guys. Like when I wake up, I'm like, and I'm up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I just wake up. But you have to like get out of bed, put your feet on the ground, because there's a thing that happens with guys as they get older, especially if they wake up and go to the bathroom at night, they pee, they pass out. That's the thing. Had no idea. And I was like, that's totally what happened to me. And it's just your blood flow, the way you're you know, and I'm also 6'4", so it was just like me jumping out of bed,
It's a long way to
peeing,
go.
and then boom.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You poor unfortunate soul.
Oh.
I mean, you straight up.
And now look at me, wasted away to practically nothing. Well, let's get into some awesome stuff.
Yeah, please.
I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're alive. This
Thank
is
you.
fun. We have the most amazing thing happening. New shows are back.
Ooh.
I love it. White Lotus ended, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, now what do we do? And my favorite thing is when people are like, have you seen this? Have you started this? Have you done this? I'm like, no, but I will. Add to my list, add to my list, add to my list.
There's so many.
So many. So what are you watching right now?
Okay, so I did do White Lotus.
Okay.
We've been doing the 3rd season of Yellow Jackets.
I love Yellow Jackets. I have not seen the season finale yet.
We have not either.
Okay.
So, because
It's
I was
the last one.
I was away this past weekend, and so we couldn't see it, and so I'm waiting for this one.
Yes.
I will say, as much because the first season, fucking incredible
Yeah.
television.
Yep.
It's kind of like meandered a little bit since then, and I still really enjoy it, but I think they just didn't plan after the first season so much. I think they knew everything that's going to happen in the woods, but what's going to happen to their modern day lives, I think they were just like throwing darts. Like it's like
Agreed.
like literally just like tossing a beach ball to a seal and seeing what cup it lands in. Because it feels a little lost. They tend to just jump to something where I don't even know how it got there. I do still really like it though.
I'm sticking with it. It's fun.
Yeah, especially strong female characters are great. I mean, I can't wait to see what happens in the finale.
Yeah, me neither.
I got on Reddit for like a hot second and I saw some quote from Melanie Linsky and I was like, I gotta get off Reddit right now because I don't want to know anything.
Don't even know a damn thing about it.
Yeah.
That's the best part. And it's always the season finale. You're like, okay, great. What are we getting into? Because now we have Handmaid's Tale, which is back for the final season. Did you watch Handmaid's Tale at all?
I have not. My wife has watched all of it though.
And everyone, like even over this weekend, people were like, have you started Handmaid's Tale? And I'm like, no. It's like, how many are out? And they're like, I guess they released like 2 or 3, or maybe
Okay.
they're on 3 now.
Yeah.
They released 2, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know yet. But I have watched every season. And this is the final season. So
Right.
I'm like, well, how does it turn out? What happens? But also I feel like that literally in this reality we live in every day.
Yeah,
So,
we're kind of there.
I'm like, what are they going to do? Surprise us? You know? And then we have another great show that I highly recommend is The Studio.
Oh, the new Seth Rogen thing?
It's so good.
Cool. I haven't
It's
started that one.
So good. It's funny. It's chaotic. There's like cameos. There's like Ron Howard, Martin Scorsese, I mean, Catherine O'Hara's in it, for God's sakes. Catherine O'Hara's also in the new season of The Last of Us, which premiered over the weekend.
She's in that? Because I love that first season.
She plays an alcoholic psychotherapist, and I am here for it.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait.
She's literally filling the void that Victoria Ratliff on White Lotus left us, the lorazepam, but now it's just post-apocalyptic. Catherine O'Hara just drinking whiskey in the morning in her coffee, and I'm here for it.
Yep. I'm here for anything Catherine O'Hara.
I am too.
She's been brilliant. I never realized, because like when I was a little kid, like Home Alone was one of my favorite movies. And you don't think about like the legend that this person is, because when you're 9 years old, you don't know the career. So you don't realize that she's this Canadian legend that was in this improv troupe that then gets
SCTV,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so everything she has done is just, she continues to prove herself again and again. And that's what I love about an actress like that, is they never stop getting better and evolving. Because so many people, it's like, we've seen you do that. It's over. We're good. Like, honestly, I feel that way a little bit about Seth Rogen. Like, I like Seth Rogen, but it's almost...
I know. Agreed.
All right, we get it.
That's what I love about that show, is because at first I was like, Seth Rogen. Okay, God, we'll get it. It's perfect for him.
Yeah.
It's so good. He plays just this... you hate him so much, but at the same time, you're like rooting for him, but then realizing like, he's just the biggest LA douchebag, but it's so perfect for him.
Okay, see, I like shows like that, because that's one of the reasons why Eastbound and Down spoke to me so hard, is because I was like, Danny McBride is like, I should hate you. No one should be rooting for you. You have to get through every season, you get worse. And I'm still like, please just work out, okay?
Change. We can fix you.
I promise it's going to be okay.
Have you, and also another show that everyone's losing their mind over is The Pit, which is with Noah Weil.
Oh, I haven't watched that one.
It's kind of like 24, but like a doctor, or like an ER, pretty much.
And it takes place in Pittsburgh, right?
Probably.
Is that why it's called The Pit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they call the ER The Pit. But it is in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a special place in my heart for Pittsburgh. I went to school there. I went to Point Park University, and I spent 4 years of my life there. And it is just a magical city. It is so underrated. It's gorgeous. It's artsy. It's got every type of person you could imagine. And I really came into my own a little bit there, like before I came to LA. So I have nothing but great things to say about Pittsburgh, and honestly, a reason I would watch that show.
Oh, good. Just to feel the love.
But also because the Pittsburgh accent is one of the worst things you've ever heard in your life. My friend used to describe it as New York if he were being hit in the head with a sledgehammer at the same time.
Oh.
There's something about it that's just...
Or Poseidon's Triton.
Yeah, just like that. Right through the back of the head. So I love anything Pittsburgh. I always support it. I recorded my second album in Pittsburgh because I like it so much.
Right on. The another show that has come back is Black Mirror.
Oh, I can't wait. Did you watch it already? The first one?
I saw the first episode.
Okay.
And honestly, damn, it just goes there. And it's with, I'm trying to think, the first episode is called Common People. And it's with Rashida Jones and the guy, I can't remember, the Irish guy from Bridesmaids.
Oh, okay. I know who you're talking. I don't know his name either.
No one knows his name, but we know who you're talking about. Yes, that Irish guy from Bridesmaids. And it is like, okay, this is, they're a young couple, they're in love. He's like a welder, she's a teacher, and then she passes out in class. And then, Tracy Ellis Ross is this like, we have this like new treatment that we've been playing with and experimenting with. It could save her life, or she's probably going to be unconscious or in a coma for who knows how long. And so, of course, it's like, yeah, let's do it. And then it just goes from there. And then you're like, and by the end of it, you're like, it just wrecks you. It wrecks you so hard.
Good.
But, it's the first sequel that they're doing with the USS Enterprise
that one. With like Jesse Plemons,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where they have the that's their first sequel that they did for Black Mirror, and then they also have like a lot of celeb cameos and whatever. I think Issa Rae is in one that's
Cool.
supposed to be really good. And they also do a lot of nods to previous episodes. Lots of
Nice.
little Easter eggs.
Dude, Black Mirror is so good just because every time I watch one, I'm like, how far away is that from reality?
Mhm.
Like, it's so just on the border of what is possible that I'm like, and it's just the fact that every episode stands alone is great, but that they're putting in Easter eggs like that, nods to other episodes, brilliant.
Well,
it's just so good.
It's so good. And I'm not going to give anything away, but in the first episode, they go to, it's their anniversary, and they go to this like lodge that they go to every year, and they have a couple that's like singing. They're like the musical act, and they sing. This isn't like a big like spoiler or anything, but they sing the song, the song that's in every like episode. You know what I'm talking about? It's
I think so.
It's the real creepy, like slow. You don't know.
Okay.
And it goes throughout every if not every episode. They find a way to plug it in at least every season. And I'm like, oh my God, they're singing the song.
Cool.
But it's great.
I didn't even watch the trailer for this season because I saw that.
It won't make sense.
I just saw that picture of Kristen Milotti. That's her name, right? Is Christina Milotti?
Christina Milotti.
Christian Milotti, the one who was in the Penguin and stuff like that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think her name's Christina Milotti.
I think you're right, yeah.
But all I saw was an image of her eyes, which take up 90% of her face. I love that. Like, honestly, I've always said people like, what's your type? I'm like, doe eyes and a bitch face.
That
Give
makes
it to me all day.
Like a good doe-eyed bitch face. I get that. That's
Mila Kunis, Anne Hathaway. Like, there's a certain type that I just love. My wife has it for sure.
Doe-eyed bitch face.
Doe-eyed bitch face, where she looks like the praying mantis that will fuck you and then immediately eat
your head
you right afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
That is what I am into 100%. Kristen Milotti gives me that all day. Like, there it is. Like, look at the eyes. It's an anime character just coming to life. So I saw that and I was like, I'm just gonna watch it. Like, that's all.
That's all you can do.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't need a trailer. Trailers give away too much. I don't need it. Just give me the show. If I already know it's good, that's all I need.
And there's like another episode or another show that everyone's talking about called Adolescence.
Oh, so that has popped up on my Netflix.
Yes.
I have not watched it. Seems pretty intense.
It's only like I think it's like 3 or 4 episodes.
That's it?
Yeah.
It's only 3 episodes.
It's 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's really good.
I love that.
It's very heavy.
The kicker is that every episode is just one single shot.
Oh.
So that's kind of breakthrough.
Dude.
But also I feel like in the studio they do a lot of their scenes that are like one shot. Like it's kind of crazy how they move around and do all that.
So one of the first professional acting jobs I ever had was in this MTV show called I Remember Chloe. It was the first big studio made show that was only going to be like mainly for the internet and for iPhone and for phones to watch it on there. So every episode was 3 to 4 minutes long. We were like 28 episodes. I'm a main character in this thing, and they were like, so we're going to shoot everything in one shot because that's how they did the trailer. And we were like, cool, this is going to be awesome. And all I'm thinking is like that scene in Boogie Nights with the one scene that follows William H. Macy through the party.
Because the New Year's Eve party.
Amazing.
Legendary, yes.
Amazing. Got some guys down there and my wife.
Yo, I love it. She's like, leave us alone. Just get railed on the sidewalk. What?
It's so good.
Yeah.
But so we were like, that's how we were told the show was going to work because MTV loved the trailer. And then this turned out to just be, it was a piece of garbage. I'll just say it. No, like all the love to the creators and the team and the other actors and stuff like that. But it was so bad that they wouldn't put it on the internet. Because they thought it would be like, oh,
they'll put the dark web on the internet, but if for an MTV show to be like, this isn't even like,
this isn't it.
And who's Khloe Kardashian?
She was she's basically the girl you're supposed to love, and then you find out she's a heroin addict, and then she dies.
Black Mirror. Oh wow.
But yeah, it was all one shot, and so then it shouldn't have been one shot because the problem was it was just boring. Like real life real life is one shot, but there's a lot of real life where you're like, can we skip through this part of it? So the fact that Adolescence is doing that, but keeping you engaged and compelling, That's impressive.
That is very impressive. That's, I mean, God. So, I mean, I want to know what you guys are watching. Please leave them in the comments. It would be, I like just having a good like watch list. I feel like I've burned through pretty much everything.
Well, there was so much happening for a little while that was I mean, there was this, it was basically like we were doing Yellow Jackets, we were doing White Lotus.
Yeah, same.
There were all the Severance, we were like
Severance was good.
All of the things. And so then it got so you like Severance this season? Okay. I didn't
either.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. There were parts that I was like, okay, cool, but then you lost me at the goats. I didn't get it. And I love Chris. I love that actress. Gwendolyn Christie. Love her.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just, I don't know. And hopefully, you know, every season's kind of like there's like a lull of a season. And this was season 2. Hopefully we get something picks up with season 3. I don't know. Like there was a part where I was just kind of watching it, just being like, is this good, or am I being gaslit into thinking this is good because everyone else is like, you know what's a Severance? You know, and I'm like,
no, I was like, I hope this is my innie that's watching this show, so my outie does not remember this shit at all.
Yeah.
Because I'm bored as fuck.
Oh, I felt like them at an IKEA. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, what is this hallway? What is a Goofeldorf? Like, what is this?
Now,
like,
that's a Severance show I would watch.
Me in an IKEA? Yeah.
Yeah, you
just
in an IKEA.
Lost, not knowing Swedish.
It's basically Tom Hanks in the terminal, but you in IKEA.
Living in an IKEA.
Yeah. Just like, ooh, a Blukenblock.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I guess I should just take a nap on it.
Well, speaking of Blukenblocks, here we have, are you watching any Housewives at all, franchises? It's okay if you say no.
I've never watched the Housewives
God,
stuff.
tell me what it's like.
To not be a part of that? Well, I'll tell you this. My wife Vanderpumps.
Oh, wow.
And because I'm out most nights doing stand-up, and so she Vanderpumps while I'm not there because she knows that's her time. She pumps it up.
I can't believe you just made Vanderpump a verb, and I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah, do not make a Vanderpump a verb.
What are you guys doing this weekend? I'd love to, man, but I got to go Vanderpump.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got to Vanderpump me up. But recently we got invited to an influencer event at SUR.
Oh.
And unfortunately it was an infertility influencer event, because we made this podcast about our infertility journey. And she was like, and I told my wife, I was like, so I got invited by this comedian person to go to an infertility event. She goes, where is it? And I was like, it's at SUR. She goes, do you realize what you just said to me, Alex?
She's like, put your shoes on, we're going.
Yeah, get the strap in immediately. And just, you sit there and shut the fuck up while I deal with this. But so I've never done the Housewives, but I have watched probably 20 episodes of Vanderpump, just because I'll come home and it's like halfway on, I'll just watch it.
Yeah, so is Lisa. Yeah. She's always halfway on too, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And she's got Stassi on now, like Vanderpump Villa, which I guess they're doing. They're shooting it. That's like their new spinoff. She's opening up. They're taking over the Conrad Hotel in Vegas and making it Vanderpump Hotel.
Wow.
So if you and your wife need to go to Vegas and have a little getaway while you work out there and stay at the Vanderpump Hotel, I don't know when it's opening, but that was like the new thing.
Yeah.
But here, this is about my favorite housewife who I actually got to meet last Christmas at Kathy Hilton's Christmas party. Bronwyn Newport has an alleged criminal history.
Ooh,
and finally, it's being explained. So, Bronwyn, this was her first season on Salt Lake City. I thought she was great. She had, she was the only she was the only housewife that actually that hired Christian Siriano from Project Runway, and Christian Siriano said on Watch What Happens that she's the only housewife that actually pays him for the work. Shockingly,
that's nice.
So I thought she came in hot. She was great. She just looked good. She had the best outfits, but she quickly fan favorite of the show. Everything, but now. She's found herself in hot water more recently for her alleged criminal past, which I have no idea about. So a user on X, formerly Twitter.
Here we go.
First uncovered some suspicious court filings in Bronwyn Newport's past while researching the snowflake holder's connections to a charitable organization, and covered some seriously shady charges that are now taking the Housewives fans by storm. The uncovering of Bronwyn Newport's alleged criminal past started when this user, the Bravo Durham, started researching Bronwyn's connections to Hogle Zoo, something that they dedicated time to sharing updates on through Real Housewives social media platforms, including X and Reddit. The user shared that despite Bronwyn Newport flaunting a big donation to the zoo on behalf of Addo, one of the baby gorillas housed at Hogle Zoo, the Salt Lake Star's name was absent from their annual report where other donors were listed. But as the user researched her connection to the zoo and her conspicuously missing donation record, they uncovered something a little more dastardly.
Ooh, I love that word so much.
That's a good, dastardly is such a great word. So, according to the social media user that first broke the reality star's criminal record, Bronwyn Newport's criminal history allegedly includes 3 separate counts of grand theft alongside 1 charge of identity theft.
Whoa.
According to the screenshot shared by the user in the San Francisco court records, this is a filing from 2021 before she was cast on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, but it's far from her first brush with the courtroom. Okay. I love this edging is just killing me.
Seriously. We're like 9 pages in.
The user went on to find that in addition to her alleged criminal charges, Bronwyn was also part of a civil suit in 2011 in which she received $608 in overpaid benefits that she wasn't entitled to, likely unemployment benefits that she failed to pay back after the fraudulent charge was discovered. In an important distinction, the user points out that it may have been a mistake on the state's side and that it's possible that Bronwyn didn't purposely file the benefits that she was not entitled to, but the issue seemingly came from the fact that she failed to pay them back when she was initially ordered to. Okay.
Can I say something real quick?
Of course you can.
How are you going to brush over 3-time grand theft and identity fraud and then be like, but there's $608 missing
$608,
somewhere?
yes. And also the gorilla?
Yeah.
I mean, my God, if that doesn't scream housewife, I want a housewife to have an involvement with a gorilla at a zoo. And people were like, her name was not on that list.
Yeah.
Her name wasn't on. She made a donation. It wasn't on the list. But otherwise, everything else that's major, yeah, okay.
Hashtag free Harambe.
I know. I mean, it's so... I mean, it is crazy. But also, this is what we love.
I know.
This is, I mean, Erica Jane,
things,
all of it. Give us, we want our housewives falling off a boat, embezzling money from the elderly.
Natalie Wooded.
Yeah. That's what we want. So let's see. Apparently, okay, so they're filming right now. They're filming the new season of Salt Lake. And somebody said to OK Magazine that Bronwyn showed up late for a cast trip to the Caribbean island of all the gossip surrounding her alleged criminal past. That's been swirling on the internet. The insider also said that Bronwyn showed up late to the cast trip due to all the heat, which I just read. The former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills friend of the Housewives, Dana Wilkie, also spoke on her podcast about the allegations. And at one point of the episode, she claimed to know that Bronwyn has a serious PR team on her payroll, so it's likely she's been working behind the scenes to craft a response or was instructed to ignore the claims until Real Housewives fans are inevitably distracted by the new drama.
That's what you need. I mean, anything to keep a story going.
Get that team involved.
Now, let me ask you this. How many seasons of Housewives in SLC have there been?
Oh, God. Hold on. 6, 7? No.
Oh, that many, though.
I mean, I honestly started 2 years ago. Like, I feel like I'm very new. I missed the whole Jen Shaw of it all, but I got caught up with it.
Okay.
But I want to say, I'm going to guess 6.
Gosh, see, I didn't even know that was one of them.
5. There's 5? Okay, there's 5.
Okay.
There's 5. Okay, it feels like 6.
I did do the Mormon Wives show. That came out.
Yeah.
Like, that was my Salt Lake City thing. I didn't even realize there were already housewives inhabiting that city. Like, of course there were. They're everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, Utah is where it's at right now because we have Salt Lake. They've got the Mormon housewives or the mom talk thing, and now they have like a kind of like a Selling Sunset, but for Bravo, but it's in Utah, Salt Lake. It's like Selling Salt Lake or something like that.
I love playing in Utah. I love it so much because I always thought when I first went there that I was like, these people are not going to be my audience. They're not going to like me. And it turns out the Mormons are not the ones that go to comedy shows.
They really aren't. No, they can barely have caffeine.
Yeah.
Unless there's coconut creamer in it, which freaks me out.
Sugar. Oh. That's all I love it. Like, I was watching that mom talk show and they were like, so we're just going to go do a bunch of nitrous because we're not allowed to actually drink. And I'm like, but you're taking whippets?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on in your brain? insane that's the whole like, and this is how I lost my virginity. I lost it with a girl anally, not vaginally, because she's like, well, I'm a Christian and I don't want to do
Wait,
that.
are you being for real?
I am being for real. When I was 19, like second week of college, this girl was like, I don't want to have sex. And I literally, my brain just went, what about anal? She goes, okay. Could not believe it to this day.
Where was this place? Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Crazy enough. And it's one of those things where I can't believe it worked. Like at 19, I couldn't even like fathom that. Like we're like, well, I want to save myself. Well, is the butt cool? You know what I'll never forget, Justin, is it was our second week of school, so they had given us this welcome packet, and it came in like a SpongeBob, like basically like lunchbox thing, and that's where she had a condom, because there was a condom
in the welcome week box?
In the welcome week box, a SpongeBob SquarePants one.
Oh,
and it was just like...
Yeah, she's a freak.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what she's doing these days, but you know what? It was an interesting evening.
What do you think she's doing?
I bet she's a mom somewhere.
Yeah.
She's probably telling this story on a podcast.
Was it her first time too?
It was her first time.
And her first time was anal.
Yeah, her first time was anal. She's probably on another podcast talking about how this guy from America's Got Talent fucked her in the ass 20 years ago.
And I was trying to be responsible. I reached into my welcome week SpongeBob lunchbox and pulled out a condom.
Yeah, I mean, oh my God.
Oh, I know. First times are the worst.
Yeah, they are the worst. And honestly, I was so glad that it was over and done, because anyone who romanticizes their first time, fuck that. Like, I grew up on movies like Fear with Reese Witherspoon.
That's always a good one.
Yeah, but I'll never forget when Alyssa Milano goes, you'll always remember your first, not your second, not your third, but your first. And I'm just like, yeah, I remember it. I wish I fucking didn't, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but also you weren't getting like finger blasted on a roller coaster by Mark Wahlberg.
I wish I was.
Wild horses wanna take me. I
love it so much.
Well, here's who's not getting finger blasted on a roller coaster. Liza Minelli.
No.
I mean, maybe there was a time, but she is now preparing herself for death. I mean, this headline is just a little too much. It should never start with Liza Minelli preparing for death. Can we just have one day?
Doesn't it sound like a one-woman show?
Good
on
God,
Broadway?
yes. Preparing for death with a Z. She is now revealing why she refuses to be cremated after choosing her very lavish casket outfit. All right, Liza, come through. She spells casket with a Z, by the way. So...
I'm just imagining her trying on clothes going, is this forever?
Yeah, is this forever 21?
Yeah. Forever?
Forever 79. At the age of 79, Radar Online can reveal that the Hollywood icon Liza Minelli herself has fully ruled out cremation and already chosen the designer outfit she plans to wear. The EGOT winner, who donned a sequin outfit at Halston during her iconic 1972 concert special, Liza with a Z. That was a terrible Liza Minelli impression. Mateo, I'm sorry. Shared she still wears pieces from the luxury brand Halston still today. In fact, Minelli is so fond of the designer, she's planning to spend eternity in one of his creations, stating she refuses to be cremated upon her passing because it would ruin such a cherished outfit.
You sound like Daffy Duck doing it.
Suffering succotash. I'm sorry, are you Sylvester the Cat or Liza Minelli? She shared in an interview for Vulture's Legends of Broadway, we were hiding from the censors how sexy that red sequin dress was going to be. How far could we go? How short could we get it? This is the Halston dress in the special. She says she saw sponsors and network people all clutching their chests, but nobody died. Okay, Liza, too soon. Halston was such a genius. Decades later, I still wear his clothes. I want to be buried in Halston, but no cremation, baby. Why ruin an exquisite outfit? Good for her.
Yeah, I like that. Good for her, indeed. Way to go, Liza.
I'm totally the opposite. Just throw me in an oven
Oh, yeah.
and then shoot me out of a t-shirt cannon somewhere.
Oh, I love that idea. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the half Jew in me kind of doesn't like the oven idea, but I think, I don't, after I die, I don't care. I don't care.
I'm haunting this place. I am haunting whoever. I will haunt. Yeah. Don't care what happens to me, but the haunting will live forever.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, it will.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, what else are we dying for if not to come back and just torture our loved ones forever?
I want like a relative or something to be like, I bought this can of hairspray yesterday. Why is it empty? Yeah. I smell someone really good walking by. Who is that? It's me, bitch. Boo. Here let's get into some I guess we were talking about Mormons. Let's talk about Neyo.
Okay.
Neyo has revealed why his girlfriends aren't allowed to date other people. Now, I guess he's in a very, very polyamorous relationship.
Seems like it.
And he says that his girlfriends are not allowed to date other men. Weeks after introducing his 4 girlfriends, Christina, Ariel, Monet, and Bree, to his followers, he shared insight into the question he's gotten since, namely whether his partners are also allowed to date other people. He says, no, they are not. He said this on the Angie Martinez show before emphasizing, when I got with these women, I did not ask for their exclusivity. I did not demand their exclusivity. They asked for it. They came to me and said, I want to be exclusive to you and just you. I said, you understand that your exclusivity to me does not mean my exclusivity to you. You understand this? Yes. You're okay with it? And they all agreed.
Here's the thing. I cannot imagine having 4 other people that I was dating. Exactly.
Yeah.
How are you keeping things straight? Like, honestly, like I'm maybe usually a one and done, every once in a while, a second time around, but it's going to be quick. Like, but 4, like scheduling the days around and everything like that. And just like, you guys go off and knit or something like that.
Straight people love thruples, right? Like that's the straight people are like totally into this, like, oh, we're a throuple, we're open. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, my sister is asexual, but she was in a throuple for a little while. And then one of them, it wasn't working out, so they broke it off. And then they kicked one of them out. And now it's just 2.
Was it like a problem with the throuple?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, one of them just was not contributing anything, I guess, and just started to just really
squat.
Yeah.
You're just a squatter.
Essentially, yes.
Mm-hmm.
But it was already such an interesting relationship, because I don't want to get too into my sister's personal shit.
Sure.
But she's asexual, and then she joined a throuple that was a trans woman and then another woman.
Oh, we just lost all the red states.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I have no idea what it was like to be in a throuple, especially I'm like, you're an asexual person in a throuple. You just wanted friends.
Also, write that show. Oh my God. Asexual, a transgender person, and who else?
And then a woman, I guess. But honestly, I tried to write that show. And
yes.
So I have this pilot somewhere, because they bought a school bus that they wanted to turn out to live in it. And so I wrote a script called Busted about the 3 of them buying a bus so they wouldn't have to work anymore and they wouldn't have to pay rent and just live on the road.
Oh, the Three's Company we never knew we needed.
Yes. And I still have this script.
Come and knock on my bus.
I wrote it right before I went into the hospital with what we talked about. And so I just never did anything with it. It just kind of sits in my folders, but it's out there. And honestly, I think it has a lot to do with what's going on in the world today. It's anti-work, it's polyamorous, it's trans, it's everything that is going on.
Just boxes checked.
The problem is a straight white man wrote it.
Oh, well.
So, I mean, I guess that's just Hollywood for you.
Yeah, we could just like have an alias, or just like be like, am I?
I mean,
why? What's your definition of straight?
People have told me that I'm basically a gay woman for years. So, I mean, I think it works out. I just got to lean into that, shave the facial hair down and everything.
Just like yeah, you're inner lesbian.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've gotten it my whole life, and I lean into it by all means. I mean, I don't have a Subaru. I have a Hyundai, but still.
That's fine. Hey, no judgment here, okay? And speaking of judgment, this story, I don't know if you've heard of the world's most well-endowed man.
Which one?
Well,
you?
His name is Jonah Falcon. His name's Jonah Falcon. He's from New York. He claims his penis is 13 and a half inches long when erect. So this man, he says he has the biggest penis in the world, and he's also said that it has helped him bed some of the biggest names in Hollywood. So he claims his penis measures 8 inches when it's flaccid and 13 and a half when it's hard, and it's thicker than his wrist. Okay.
Wow.
The New Yorker, who works as a jobbing actor as well as a podcast host, revealed in a 2021 appearance on ITV's This Morning that while many are shocked, he has in fact been sought after by famous faces and Hollywood giants. Who is he? He says, I've slept with celebrities, including Oscar nominees and Oscar winners, but I can't talk about that. I can't even say if it was men or women. It's a very limited list, so I don't want to narrow it down too far. It wasn't Meryl Streep.
It wasn't. Like, okay, thanks.
I'll just leave it at that, which means it was Meryl Streep.
You know, she was River Wildin' all over that cock.
She was Julia Child's in it. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Gobble, gobble.
He's like, here's my 13 and a half inch penis. Now a warning? So he added that not all of them are stars of blockbuster films, and some are just simply famous faces. Quite a few are from the UK. He says, here's the thing, a large majority are just very well known, not necessarily Hollywood. A big chunk of them come from the British Isles, and it's not just film stars. He confessed that he also slept with porn stars and received lots of compliments. First of all, is this the guy?
I think that's the guy, yeah. That.
Oh, God. Oh.
I'm not sure that's not Jeff Richards playing a character. First of all, those pants, I mean, that's what I wore in AGT. Like, those are,
yeah,
those are the pants. Here's my issue with this.
Please, I have several.
Okay. I got
several issues.
I got one, it's 13 and a half inches long. This is, I have been told by many, many women, cock size is not really important to them. It's important to men. Men care about it. So the fact that all these celebrity women be like, oh my God, I want to be with that.
Can't wait.
I don't buy it.
No.
Porn stars, sure, because there's a boasting claim about, like, you know, it's like if you're an anaconda hunter, you want the biggest anaconda you can get.
Right.
So
if you're a porn star, you have a void to fill, and that's called your body.
Yes, you do. Just get it in there. Sorry, Dad. Here it
challenge
is.
Accepted. Let's see if it fits.
Yeah. But I don't believe that famous actresses are looking at that guy going, well, I guess it's worth it.
Yeah,
like,
Dame Judi Dench is not like, dare I? You know, like, she's not, I don't think that's actually happening in Hollywood.
Also,
and
where
look
did they
at
get this picture? This is the most unflattering picture. The angle is terrible.
I don't like it. There's a stuffed bird in the corner. And there's a stuffed bird in his pants, apparently. I don't get it. Like, I don't agree with it. He looks British.
He does look very, very British. I mean, he's got this weird plastic surgery thing happening with his jaw to his cheeks, where his cheeks are too puffed out. I just, whatever's going on with his hair, terrible.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, it looks like a shark fin of a face happening. This is just like, I don't believe that people are looking at this guy going, yeah, but his cock. I just don't buy it.
I want to see it. I'm Googling it.
And look, there's nothing, is it that? Is that it? On the right side? Oh my God.
On his left leg.
That's terrifying.
But why are you wearing, like, literally aluminum foil around your baked potato? You know what I mean? Like, why are we having to, like, what is his name again? Jonah Falcon. Jonah Falcon.
Of course it is.
Okay, I'm Googling it.
I mean, come on.
Oh, no.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah.
I mean, I imagine it looks like a baseball bat if it were soft. Like, How bad is it? I mean, I don't 13 and a half. I mean, I feel like I've seen that before in porn, but
yeah, it's an old. This is a recent picture.
Is it?
Yeah.
Looks like it was taken on a Nokia. The lighting, his eyes. What's going on? There's a goblin in there.
I know. I don't like it. I mean, I see. Yes, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, it just looks like when it's that much, it just looks weird.
Like a problem. Like, honestly, like, you know, like you could do double dutch with it. I don't want that inside
exactly.
of me. Like, honestly, like
Miss Lou went down to yeah, double dutching it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, security. This guy can't come in. He uses his own dick to just like rope it off.
Well, Godspeed and quit lying because we all know you're lying and it's untruth.
Now I like this transition we're doing right now. Well, this is great.
If he can't get Meryl Streep one day, he can possibly get this woman who has the world's longest female tongue that people scream in shock. Her name is Chanel Topper.
Hilarious. Love it. Also, I do love that they had to specify female tongue.
Female tongue, not male tongue.
Right, exactly. There's a male out there that's just like, bitch, that's nothing.
What was the first guy's last name?
Falcon.
Falcon and Topper.
Falcon and Topper.
Jesus.
This is like a cop show from the 80s.
It is. So this woman's tongue measures 3.8 inches long from the tip of her lips, says she's never tires of the shock it causes. She is from California. She has held the record for the longest female tongue in the world since 2010.
Oh, who had
longevity.
it before?
What a legacy. Yeah. What a legacy.
She was waiting for some bitch to die. She's like, I swear to God, once this old-ass bitch croaks, it's mine.
Buffy the Tongue Pyre Slayer. Like any young girl who has a long tongue, she's like, there can only be one. So she said in a new interview with the Guinness World Records that she enjoys seeing people's reactions to her lengthy organ. Well, so does Jonah.
Yep.
Honestly, the best reaction I could ever get when someone sees my tongue is screaming.
This article, they could just be flipped, like who they're talking about.
Yeah, I think it could be like that's who it could be. Like, who are we talking about? Jonah or Chanel? I actually do like when people yell or scream in shock or horror sometimes, but that's probably my favorite one because it's funny to me because it's a dramatic response. Now, this doesn't look that bad.
Well, especially so, I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of my pug, Carlton.
Have not.
He has the longest tongue you've ever seen in your entire life.
Okay.
Like, I have a picture of him yawning, and it's essentially hitting the ground.
So it's Jonah and Chanel combined.
Exactly. Yeah, it is so long, and because of that, it's always hanging out of his mouth. It gets dry and crusty, like if he doesn't put it back inside.
What kind of dog is it? Bulldog?
It's a pug.
Pug.
Yeah, and it is, like, I'm looking at this, and I'm not impressed in the slightest because I live with something that naturally hangs out longer than that. Like, it's just like, I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I don't know.
I love that you're like the Shania Twain of tongues. You're just like, okay, so you got a long tongue. That don't impress me much. Yep. But look, it's like, okay, so she can literally, she has like talents with it. She can flip cups to removing Jenga blocks with her tongue, and she holds up a spoon by curling her tongue around the utensil. She was given this title in LA, of course, where at Sunset and Vermont Hospital in 2010. She found herself on the Guinness Book of World Records radar after going viral for sticking out her tongue. She was around the age of 11 when she developed the habit in response to people being wowed by its length. I wouldn't want anything like that.
No, I mean, it's just an inconvenience at that point. Like, I mean, what are you doing with it, you know? I mean, other than
clearly holding up a spoon.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine that there's never any bit of a smoothie that gets left on the bottom of the cup.
Well, now I want to, like,
Topper.
I have a long tongue, but it's not, no.
I have a wide tongue.
You do have a wide tongue. That's a very wide tongue.
It's very wide. Yeah. My pug and I have the same face, the same tongue, honestly, the same size penis.
That's why dog owners look like their dogs.
Oh, 100%. My dog and I look like each other.
Oh, me and Frida have the same doughy-eyed bitch face.
Oh my gosh, I'm so attracted to. Invite me over.
Well, here's one. This is actually really fun. There's a cafe that serves coffee through a hole in the wall. This story is coming out of Brazil. This is actually interesting. Buenos Aires always surprises with the new way of serving coffee to lovers of specialty coffee who want to take it to the office or their university classes. This is the case of a cafe that serves coffee through a hole in the wall, functioning like a window. It's called the Glory Hole Cafe.
Of course it is. I mean, like...
We could have called it the Hole to the World Cafe. We called it the Glory Hole Cafe.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, for sure. Glory Hole Bean. That's what I would have called it. Yeah.
The coffee bean and glory hole instead of tea leaf. Starfucks.
Starfucks. Yep.
So what you do is you order your coffee, and then when it's ready, they just give it to you through the hole.
I went to Japan a couple years ago, and they have this in Japan because it's supposed to be help with people who have anxiety about like being in public and ordering. So instead of actually having to deal with a person face to face, you just order on a screen and then they just hand it to you. And it's got like the face of a bear around it. So you're just holding it through the bear's mouth. And so you never actually have to deal with a person, technically.
You know that's still a glory hole, right?
Yes, of course I do. I mean, the bear is not accidental. Like, they chose that very deliberately.
That's just a Hello Kitty glory hole.
Yeah. But leave it to Japan to just come up with something just so polite that they're like, don't worry, ADHD population.
Glory holes and going viral have always gone together. It's not just a hole in the wall, it's community.
You'll be blown away by our coffee.
We need like a catchphrase. You'll be blown away by our coffee.
Filling the hole in your life, you know.
Suck on these beans.
Yeah, espresso yourself right in this hole.
I mean, it is as I have never partaked in the art of glory holing. But I feel like, you know, you never know what you're gonna get. You could get like you could get a micro, you could get a Jonah.
Yeah, it's a surprise every time, and you never know who's coming.
You could get a tall, a grande, a venti. You never know.
Yeah, you don't
look at that, and that's the thing behind the counter. Hey, did you guys want extra foam? Get out of here. Is this oat milk?
It's gone bad. It's a little coagulated.
And also, when does it like stop being a glory hole and just become like a sledgehammer to the wall?
Right. I mean, that's exactly what it looks like. There's nothing about that screams cafe. Nothing.
This is, it does. This is the cafe everywhere in the Saw films.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. This is the...
Do you want extra cream?
Do you want a cafe? Yes. What was his name? What was the little puppet's name?
Oh, Jigsaw. Yeah,
the Jigsaw Cafe. I could do that. But yeah, this is all the trends. Here's the thing, though. If we put one of these on every corner, it's not going to be fun anymore.
No, of course not.
You can't have a glory hole cafe on every corner.
The novelty has to be that you have to choose to go there. Nothing's fun when it's everywhere.
Here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
It'll be like a pop-up. Okay.
Literally a pop-up.
A pop-up. And we'll do it in West Hollywood. And we'll call it the Glory Hole Cafe and see how much money we can make in a day.
The most money.
The most money. And then they're like, oh, what is this? Let's go check it out. And because here's the thing. I live right by a coffee shop right here in West Hollywood, and it's called Common Grounds.
Yep, I know it.
You know that one? Right there on like Edinburgh and Melrose?
Yeah.
The line around this place, apparently it's like Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber's like coffee shop.
Okay.
Sure. The line around this coffee shop, without fail, every single hour, minute of the day is exhausting. On a Saturday, we're driving around town. I cannot find parking at all. And there's no parking on my street unless you have like a pass, right? So I'll have a parking spot right in front of my place. These little shitheads and their influencing bullshit are just parking in this no parking area, and they're like getting tickets. You'll just see people with tickets all along the street because they're just like, whatever, my dad will pay for it. And I'm just like, oh, it gets to the point where I'm driving around because these little shits are at this little coffee shop, and I start yelling at them like out my window. I'm like, go to Starbucks. Like, it's a good day. You're in a line.
I don't get it. Like, I was at the Century City Mall going to Din Tai Fung like a month ago, and there was some new stand in there. There was a coffee stand that had a line that was hundreds of people long, and I went, what are they waiting for? And my wife's like, oh, it's an influencer coffee shop that just opened. I was like,
oh, who cares?
Who cares?
That's the coffee shop we need, called Who Cares? And it's crazy because I've gone there before, and it's like, I mean, it's not like, oh my God. Like, if there was a glory hole, maybe I'd be like, this is great. You know what I mean? But it's just like a matcha latte that is okay.
What if the glory hole was only where you got the cream? Like, you know how there's normally a station where you go to put the cream and sugar in?
I'm listening.
What if you get your coffee from a person, but then they're like, I want cream, and they're like, there's a hole right over there. Just go ahead and press the button, then it will squirt a couple in. Then I'd be into it.
Yeah, that sounds like a Hell's Kitchen cafe.
Yep. I think Gordon would probably be like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's just a hole, and there's just like, it just has like one of those little pump creamers, and you just get the little like,
yeah, exactly,
through the hole, and everyone's like, well, what's that?
Oh my god!
And you're like, I don't know, but how's the coffee?
Yep,
it's artisanal. Enjoy it. You know what? I mean, I think, I want to see the Yelp reviews on the Glory Hole Cafe.
I bet. I mean, I wonder. I mean, is the coffee good? I mean, you're in Brazil. I would imagine the coffee.
It's not about the coffee, Alex. It's about the experience.
I guess so. Which, I don't know. Do you have a good, like, I drink coffee every day. I do not have a great palate for coffee. So, like, if you gave me a cup of, like, the world's best coffee, and then you took me to a 7-Eleven and I tried both, I might just be like, this one's a little better, I guess. I don't know. My palate doesn't understand the subtle nuance of the notes.
I do.
Yeah.
I can do it with coffee. I can do it with wine. And I pretty much do it with everything that's, bad for you.
Yeah. Okay. Crack.
Not yet.
You're like, this is not artisanal crack.
Not
this is
artisanal crack.
mass-produced
No.
Walmart crack.
But
Get it out of here.
What we can do is go down to Sunset in Vermont and check in with the experts and see how that is for them, how their palates are.
Goddamn right we can.
Well, much like this glory hole being an experience, you have been a wonderful experience on this podcast. Did you have fun?
I had a blast.
I'm so glad you were here. Please tell everybody where they can follow you, the name, plug your special, plug your dates, whatever you have. This is your moment. Brace yourself.
Go to hoopercomedy.com. You can follow my tour dates, sign up for my email list. The special's linked to there. It's called Brace Yourself. My socials are at Hooper Hair Puff. So go find me on there. I release new stuff all the time. But really, I'm just fun in real life. You know?
You are.
I just try to be positive and silly all the time. Even in moments when I'm dying of cancer, I still find a way to make light of everything.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Make sure to follow Alex wherever you can. And also, May 7th, I will be at the Addison Improv in Dallas, Texas. So get your tickets now. And as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, subscribing, watching every week. It means the world. And we will see you next time on the Just Saying podcast. Have a great week. Bye.